Hi guys! What's up? I hope you guys are ready for all of the silliness of 6.5 side quests. Also, I keep forgetting to do the role quests capstone. Oh, I forgot to plug my Ethernet back into my router. One moment. You guys are on my Wi-Fi right now. One moment. Hang on. Okay, there. It's fine. We still have a 33-person queue to get through anyway. There we go. All right. Okay, so we're starting with 6.5 Hildibrand. Ash, I saw you in chat earlier. I know you're not with Endwalker Hildibrand yet, so spoiler tag. Just in case. But yeah, I kind of want to start with that for reasons. If you know, you know. But yeah. So, oh, you know what? Actually, before we do that... Okay, cool. I do have enough poetics. Let me, real quick... Oh. I was like, why is that quest red? It's because it was a different quest. Because at some point, I want to do other Endwalker relics. But, hi, Geralt. Real quick. Please note that, yeah, I do want to unbarred. Gimme. Gave me the most Solution 9 coded weapon in the entire game. Geralt seems even less enthused to see you than usual. Gosh, shame. Thanks, Geralt. I know you don't have much of a history with this character, but, like, you totally get excited when you see my main. Oh, shit, thank you. Anyway, you didn't miss much. Geralt's unhappy to see me. Oh, it's you. I suppose that bespeckled fop did mention he'd made some kind of breakthrough and needed to round up the usual suspects. I shall inform his lordship of your arrival. Shizune! Welcome! I do hope you are prepared for another spot of modest labor, for I have plucked a new weaponsmithing secret from the depths of my family's extraordinary heirloom. As for why Godbrand abandoned his ciphered journals, it would seem he desired the greater security afforded by the relic's recording apparatus. That he so feared this knowledge falling into wicked hands bespeaks the destructive potential of what we seek to recreate. Speaking of which, this stage of augmentation will require a fundamental alteration to the weaponry's design. Godbrand understood that individual wielders have different needs and preferences, and thus conceived of a method to modify each armament's base qualities. By essential to the process is a new type of oil known as Maxillan. Oh no. Did they try reading these words out loud before they made them up? Or did they just smash and decide, yeah, that's good? Known as Maxilla. There we go. By subtly adjusting the precise ratio of ingredients for this coating, we can influence the paths of ethereal conductivity as we see fit. Ugh, more bloody oil. The oil's chief ingredient is, once again, derived from a meteorite, specifically an achondrite that with amplifying properties. So many out-of-this-world materials. But 'tis unsurprising now that we know the alien origin of Godbrand's weaponsmithing techniques. Italian origin, you say? Little wonder I weren't familiar with them. I like how he just rolls with it. As has become customary, I shall prepare the bulk of the necessary resources, whilst you procure our supply of achondrite. Or archondrite? Like Archon? Oh, aye. And a lovely bloody custom that is. Man o' your means, I reckon ye could buy a mountain of them space rocks as well. And I would gladly do so, except the merchant in question will accept not less than a specific type of tombstone in trade. Yeah, Rowena's like that. You know damn well Rowena's like that. As much as it pains me to impose upon Shizune further, she is the best equipped to handle that onerous task. These improvements call for a drastic reforging, and it is your expertise that shall see us succeed, or fail as well, Master Geralt. Fine, fine, I'll shut me gob and do as I'm told. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm getting the distinct impression you've lost interest in this project. You bloody thing. Look, I took this job to pay off me drinking debts. Now that I've managed that, I've got no desire to keep working for an underdressed, overprimped, pretentious arse. I see. Admittedly, even from the beginning, your distaste for me was rather poorly concealed. And I fear such festering antagonism will adversely affect our smithing endeavors. Yes, let us resolve our differences over a flagon of fine spirits, or several as circumstances dictate, all at my expense, of course. Okay, yeah, I was gonna say, oh, are you looking to get Geralt back in debt? Because that does seem to be what happens to him a lot. But no, you're bribing him. Got it. Free liquor, is it? Then you'd best be bringing your biggest purse. Shizune, you must join us. If you would be so kind as to secure a table at the Mehane, I shall be along in short order. I hope Godbert knows what he has signed himself up for. Oh, the drinks are on old Godbert. We're about to see just how deep his lordship's pockets really are. Yay, alcoholism! Oh ho ho! A splendid night for spirituous beverages. Sure. You sure about this then, are ya? I've a mighty thirst, and it'll not be slaked by the cheap stuff. What of you, Shizune? Will you be following Master Geralt's fine example? No liquor for me, thanks. Yeah. Gotta keep my head clear. Very well. Then we shall order you a tasty alternative. Fruit juice. Can I have it with a swirly straw? Your beverages, Lord Godbert. Enjoy. To your health, my friends. Nom. Right. No point beating around the bush. I've hated your guts for a good long while now. Ha! So even my insides offend you. And why might that be? As if for a proper artisan, but devotion to your craft ought to be your #1 priority. But you're off found in a consortium, or building some fool's playground for fleecing the masses. You're a bloody merchant, that's what you are. You believe my devotion is insufficient then? Yet our works require not only the sweat of our own brow, but capital to cover expenses, no? Thus, does not a steady revenue facilitate the creative process? He's not wrong. In that respect, my business ventures have allowed me to indulge in goldsmithing projects I could never have otherwise afforded. Is it not true that you craft kettles as a means to repay loans or simply make ends meet? Would not a substantial source of wealth spare you such tedious drudgery and empower you to pursue your heart's desire? He's not wrong. Remember, guys, any money you donate to my Twitch channel or my Ko-fi does help me with the writing. Booze! We're going to need more booze over here. What really soured me was when you sat your ass on the syndicate. How can you craft dot worthwhile with your head buried in political shite? You may be surprised. My participation in Ulda's governance opened my eyes to a different world, which in turn provided great inspiration for several original pieces. Well, you can keep your bleeding inspiration. I want nothing to do with prissy rulemakers of your ilk. I like how their flagons keep building up, and Shizune still appears to be on... Oh, Godbert has bottles in front of him now, but, like, I'm still in the same glass of juice. You and your bloody reasonable arguments. Rich sods ain't got a clue what it's like for poor buggers like me. And whatever you got against wearing clothes any road. Oh, like you're one to talk. We are more alike than you realize, Master Geralt, especially when it comes to the simplicity of our attire. You guys are wearing one outfit between you. Oh, Shizune looks concerned. That is a look of concern. Oh no, he's down. It's all clear now. You're the master craftsman. And I'm a sodden failure. A failure! Oh no! Rowena, how'd you... I am not Rowena, sir. Ah, bugger it. I'm a sorry excuse for a smitty. And that's all that matters. He seems to be mistaken. Perhaps you could offer him a kind word. That would be incredibly uncharacteristic of the person he's mistaking me of. Do we be nice or do we be mean, guys? I want to see how... I can't remember how I responded on my main. I'm gonna be nice to him because I want to see how he reacts to Rowena being nice to him. Geralt, your craftsmanship is flawless. Also, I don't want to send him into an even worse alcohol-induced depression. Yeah, your craftsmanship is flawless. That means a lot coming from you. Thanks. Right. I'm done weeping into me cups. I'll mix up them weapons and to hells with the money. I'll do it for my own damn sense of pride. Please don't... Godbert, don't take him seriously. He's not... He's not, in a frame of mind to sign a contract right now. Would seem Master Geralt has overcome his aversion to our partnership. Splendid. Although I never would have guessed carrot juice could be so intoxicating. Uh-huh? Ah, I was concerned for our good smith's health, you see, and had Miliel switch his spirits to something less potent several rounds ago. The Mahane's liquors are sublime, but too much can wreak havoc on a man's constitution. What about you? Godbert, did you just, like, down all of that alcohol and, like, not get affected at all? There was a time when I, too, devoted every waking moment to my craft. But alas, running a mercantile empire comes with its own responsibilities. Monetary woes notwithstanding, I do envy Master Geralt his purity of purpose. And on that note, let us return to our appointed acquisitions. I shall require 3 chunks of the aforementioned acandrite as soon as you are able. Keep trying to put an R in there where there isn't one. Luca! The kitty boy. Does the kitty boy want to snuggle? No? Okay. I've been abandoned. Okay. Head over here. Grab. See, that's not the right direction. Three of these. And head back over here. Oh, do I have an extra weapon on me? I do. Ah, the heat of the furnace has me all sobered up. Let's have him special rocks then. Here you go. Excuse me. I reckon that's enough. But there's one other thing that's been bothering me. Was Rowena there at the Mahane? I don't rightly remember. Ugh, forget it. Let's get his lordship over here before I lose me a will to forge. Now for the finishing touch. The Max Salamanderville oil. Before we can finalize the mixture, however, you must tell us how you wish your weaponry to serve you in battle. The ratio of the coating's ingredients will greatly influence the armament's various qualities, so think carefully ere you give your answer. There we go. There we go. Understood. Your wish is our command. Easy peasy. Yeah! And it's done. You're holding the result of undying devotion to craft and excellence. A majestic Manderville harp bow. Hooray! Had you not so bravely confessed your grievances that evening, I dare say this degree of collaborative work would have remained unattainable. Aye, well, me memories are mite fuzzy on that score, but I'll take me victories where I can get 'em. As always, Shizune, should you wish to enhance other Manderville weapons in your possession, you need only say the word. My diligent retainer is at your service. Yeah, working on it. Lord Godber. Though it shames me to admit, the expertise necessary to manufacture the Manderville oil is beyond my limited alchemical knowledge. Don't look at me. If I could mix magic potions, I'd have grown me hair back long ago. Wait until he finds out that, like, every version of him that we've met in other reflections, like the guy in the source, has hair. Oh, I'm aware it would prove an insurmountable feat for you as well, which is why I've employed a master alchemist. Huh. Bloody odd taste in clothes, but at least he's wearing some. Our newest addition to the House Manderville retinue will assist with further augmentation and oversee the preparation of the oil. He will also be available to readjust your weapon's properties should you but bring him the required quantity of arcandrite. Why'd I want to do a silly thing like that? This has been a monumental step forward, my friends. Yet one stage remains ere the Manderville weaponry's evolution can be considered complete. Knew you was leading up to that. Let me guess. We're to sit here in breathless bleed in anticipation while you sort out what comes next. Precisely! Preparing the process is like to be a lengthy endeavor, so I do suggest you continue breathing. The final step is upon us, Shizune. Pray indulge this ambition of mine one last time. Sure, as soon as I have the poetics for it. It's fine, I just need to be better about doing roulettes on this character. Okay. And now that I have my brand new weapon. Not bad. Let's go, finish up Hildibrand. For this expansion, anyway. Oh, right, over here. Delion is ready to embark on his latest investigation. Why is Hildibrand going after what looks like a bomb in the picture? Ah, Shizune, you're just in time to assist with my latest fact-finding expedition. Our recent foray into Charlian revealed that Pupu's friend was in the company of a Hanish alchemist, yes? As such, I was inspired to do some preliminary legwork here in Thavner. I contacted my usual sources for local sightings of alien phenomena, but alas, they had none to share. I have thus switched tactics and decided to track down this alchemist fellow instead. Surely someone will have heard the tale of an apothecary bold enough to set up shop on a Garlean battlefield. The inspector and the others have been pursuing a similar line of inquiry, yet have found no leads here in the city or at the Great Work. I believe they've moved their investigation to Yedlamot, so I suggest we hurry over and join them. I cannot have that little blue man muddying the waters when we're so close to grasping his master plan. Okay. Off to Yedlamot. I can read. I can speak. I'm good. Sticky cheese man found. This port town would be an excellent place to analyze global trading trends. What else can you tell us about your long-lost comrade, Master Pupu? Oh, my friend is an exceptional individual, capable of astounding feats that I could never accomplish without the help of my starship's equipment. I see the two of you are eager as ever to observe my inspectorial genius at work. Ah, the long-term fans are often the most ardent. As a matter of fact, we were just about to continue our investigation into the alchemist we know to have been traveling with Master Pupu's comrade. I mean, that is to say, I am merely following in the Inspector's wake. You needn't be so modest, my dear Inspector Brandahild. 'Tis wrong of me to comport myself as an equal to you all in any respect, for I am but a copy, and a flawed one at that. Stuff and nonsense. Clone or not, self-deprecation is unbecoming of in a Manderville man.
Exactly. The things you can do are amazing.
Oh, I don't know about that. 'Twas you who saved Shizune from certain doom, was it not? While not quite as alacritous as mine, your rapid reasoning is nevertheless quite effective. 'Tis kind of you to accept me, rough edges and all. I only hope my meager contributions are of some small assistance. Too modest by half. I'd say his mental faculties far surpass those of the original. That's enough chin-wagging amongst ourselves, I think. Let us spread out and learn what the locals know of this adventurous apothecary. Alright. There's Brandahild. Perhaps if I emulated Inspector Hildibrand's cavalier attitude, I could be of greater use in our investigation. Inspector Brandahild is possessed of a brilliant mind. If you're willing to work for the Thavnarian truth, I'd employ him in a heartbeat. Don't do that to the poor guy. Do I know it? Any apothecaries? And rods at Han? Of course! More than I can count. I've not heard tell of anyone peddling such goods in the heart of the Empire, though. Seems like a terrible idea to me. What with civil war raging and the world almost ending. The situation's improved in recent days, but even so, the Radiant Host still has to provide security for cargo shipments. A lone merchant trading there alone? Impossible. Who would go gallivanting amidst the ruin of a fallen empire replete with unknown hazards or for the sake of selling a few potions? No one I know, I'll tell you that much. Let me through. There we go. If I may, are you perchance acquainted with any reckless alchemists?
This is Inspector Brandahild, a plucky man of quality. How fare your inquiries?
They fare. They fare fairly, I guess. Eesh. Yes, I know the one of whom you speak. A fellow fisherman told me of a friend of his, an apothecary, who set off for war-torn Garlemald to sell his medicines. A reckless fool, if you ask me. I have no interest in the affairs of such men. But you do, I take it. If so, I suggest you head to Usakaid and hear the tale for yourself. Look for a red-haired man gathering shellfish. Is Stinky Cheese Man still around? I'm not doing this right if I'm not constantly trying to find him. Oh, yes, there he is. I think I even spotted him earlier, just forgot. What is really amusing is her sister's an idol, and she's the one with the stalker. I know of many alchemists who travel abroad to ply their wares, but none who have business in Garlemald. You'd have to be mad or desperate indeed to consider setting up shop in that troubled land. I mean, word is we've signed some kind of trade agreement with the Garleans, but it's still not the kind of place where one simply wanders in and opens a street stall. Ah, Shizune, I hope your questioning has borne fresher fruit than mine. It may have. Oh, a good friend of the alchemist in question, you say? Then let us gather the troops and pay a visit to this felicitous fisherman. The story of my apothecary friend. Oh, you must mean Baharasaf. Well, I was near enough to calling it that a day anyway, so here's what I can tell you. Baharasaf comes from a very poor family and, growing up, never had much in the way of money or possessions. I suppose those experiences were what led to his lifelong obsession with gaining wealth. After trying his hand at a succession of trades, he decided alchemy would earn him the most skill, but his stock never sold as well as he hoped. So when he heard about the internal strife in Garlemald, he saw it as a golden opportunity. Surely the middle of a war was the best place to sell medicines. More like the best place for near-death experiences. He soon gave up on his Garlemald venture. But while one would have expected him to return lamenting his ill fortune, Baharasaf was practically euphoric when I saw him again. A God's given blessing he'd found in the snowfields had given him much taste or cause to celebrate. He said he'd learned how to create gold. I must admit, I laughed at first. But then he showed me a gleaming mountain of the stuff, enough to proclaim himself a merchant prince. He even changed his name to Van Hudi, a word which brings to mind the bounty of the divine. A name I have heard! He's the rising star in the markets, is he not? The one snapping up commercial ventures left and right? Yes, Van Hudi has certainly made his ambitions known here in Thavnair, especially when he attempted to purchase the entire port of Yedlamad. The dockmasters declined to sell, of course, but when it comes to buying historic landmarks, a bottomless purse can open surprising doors. Last I heard, he'd converted the Gilded Aria into a private abode, and has been filling it with every rare treasure his gold can secure. Excuse me. He pays out particularly large sums for artworks depicting the goddess Asura. I remember him being a fervent worshipper of hers, even as a child. I've encountered much Manusha and Murga lore in Razat Han, yet I recall no mention of this Asura. Well, that's hardly surprising. As a deity of war, she is not well loved by the common folk. Baharasaf is different, though. He sees life as a constant battle to amass wealth, and it is to Asura who he prays for victory. And damn me if she didn't listen. That once poor boy became a merchant royalty, a man far too rich and important now to afford more than a fleeting moment for a simple fisherman, even those who were once dear friends. Ahem. If you'll excuse me, I really must leave it at that. These clams won't sell themselves, you know. How about that, eh? Our sought-after apothecary and the upstart merchant prince were one and the same. Might we assume the blessing he stumbled upon in Garlemald was in a certain alien craft and its occupant? Sorry to intrude, but aren't you the hero who helped us when folk were turning into beasts? Well, some nasty-looking creature just showed up outside town. Outside town. One of our guards went to confront it, but I don't like her odds against that thing. This sounds like a case for Inspector Hildibrand. Come, friends, let us investigate forthwith. Yeah, oh. You again. I thought you destroyed that monster. So did I. I have this situation under control, citizens. This individual bears a strong resemblance to a known fugitive, so I thought it prudent to investigate. Regrettably, he has proven less than forthcoming with answers. How many times must we teach you the same lesson, shiny skull man? Lesson? What are you on about? Bah! Cease this babbling and get out of my way. Lord Van Hoody's orders are to cause trouble at the port, and I'm running behind schedule. Van Hoody? The merchant who tried to buy Yedlamad? So he put you up to this. Curses! How did you manage to deduce our dastardly plan? You said it out loud, you dumbass. You blurted it out. Silence! No one learns of our scheme, or who learns of our scheme can be suffered to live. Prepare to be squashed, meddlesome worms. Hi, Godbert. And he sticks to the landing. Oh, there's more of them. 3 more sinister skullmen? Or was the doctor quadruplet? Yes! Mama Julianne is here! My queen! That's right, know your place. Mother! I forgot she was in this expansion. Vexatious vermin! This will soften you up. Are we bowling now? Oh, nope, baseball. Home run! Bah, a lucky hit. Hey, better. I missed. And now we're volleyball, apparently. I like how everybody runs. Nashu calmly walks away. Hildibrand had time to put it down and run, but didn't. One last pitch. What sport do we think this is, guys? Hey. It's fine, we got this. Straight into his face. Hey! But that was my fastball! Are we done with you now? Anyway, on to more important things. Hi, Julianne. What's up? I've come to expect Father's sudden appearances, but what brings you here, Mother? A proposition from that merchant Von Hoodie, as a matter of fact. I'm accompanying your dad as a manager for Manderville and Manderville, and we were just on our way to the bloke's mansion. I've already refused Master Von Hoodie once before when he tried to buy out our commercial empire. Whoop! Did I accidentally skip over something? Oh, no, I didn't. Okay. This time, however... Oh, no! This time, however, the deal conserves offloading a quantity of gold at wholesale prices. It's quite an attractive offer, considering fine jewelry is our stock in trade. And we thought to at least listen to his proposal. Okay, this is what I meant to do. I meant to hide the window. And then it accidentally clicked in the wrong place and progressed the dialogue. Whoops, sorry about that, guys. Okay. But if he would purposely command his lackeys to disturb the peace of a public court... We can't do business with a thug like that. Absolutely not. I can't remember what kind of voice I gave Julianne in the past. Where did all these lackeys come from in the first place? Is there a hulking weaponized brute manufactory around here somewhere? As I suspected, my ship's vaporization beam is configured to expunge only replicated matter. So you can copy inorganic materials as well. How interesting. Once the matter duplication facility has analyzed an object's molecular structure, it can generate any number of copies. Yet it cannot create matter from nothing. A requisite supply of ether must be on hand to facilitate the process. Core! You sure do know a lot about a lot, Inspector Brandahill. Even alien starships. It is no great achievement. As I've mentioned, the gaps in my knowledge were patched with data from the starship's own archives, which include the vessel's full schematics and functions. Assuming I understand this correctly, is it possible Van Hoodie is using the repaired alien craft to replicate piles and piles of gold? We share the same suspicion, Master Delion. To my knowledge, no other method exists that can reliably produce precious metals. Of course! Is the obvious conclusion. That being the case, one might further assume that Van Hoodie is either threatening or deceiving Master Poo-Poo's comrade in order to gain access to the vessel's superior technology. Our course of action is clear. We march right up to this gold spawner's front door and demand the release of his extraterrestrial hostage. Poo-Poo looks so squishy. The Inspector's mother is as monstrously strong as the Manderville men. Except, that doesn't make any sense. Of course it does, she's a Manderville. Don't worry about it. All this talk of threats and deceit has me worried. I am given to understand that while identical in appearance, the craft belonging to Master Poo-Poo's comrade is equipped with more advanced technology. That was a smashing hit, Shizune. Thank you. I was hesitant to put stock in the unsavory rumors I'd heard, but this unprovoked attack on the port would seem to be incontrovertible proof of Van Hoodie's villainy.
Good to see you, Shizune. And good to see you're still keeping company with our darling boy. That blocky lad, a new friend of yours? Smooth off the edges and he'd be the spitting image of our Hildy.
You must confront this malicious merchant at once. If your heart's set on confrontation, then you may as well come with us. Van Hoody's invitation included a private airship flight to his new estate.
Aye, we still need to formally reject his deal anyways, and his pilot will be waiting.
Oop. That's not who I want to talk to. There we go. Let us take this Van Hoody to task and bring an end to this case once and for all. Hear, hear! Godbert is ready to lead you to Van Hoody's waiting pilot. Shall we be on our way? We're to meet Van Hoody's pilot atop the rise just south of Kajia's footsteps.
Yeah.
Here we go. Lord Godbert, Lady Julian.
And Entourage?
Oh, and Entourage?
And Entourage.
Pray excuse our presumptuousness. My son and his companions insisted they come along, desperate as they were to meet with the illustrious Master Van Hoody. Could you say no to this face? I see. One moment, if you please. Lord Van Hoody should be glad to welcome you all to his home. Pray step aboard, and I shall take you there directly. Huh, that looks oddly familiar. Oh, this whole place looks oddly familiar. Hang on. Welcome, honored guests, to my humble abode. I trust the view is to your liking. Since you traveled all the way from the distant Ulda, a pleasant backdrop to our talks was the least I could provide. And what an unexpected boon this is! I had been debating when to extend you a personal invitation. But now here you are, like a wish come true. Save your act for the magistrates, Van Hoody. We know the secret of your ill-gotten gold. You will cease this exploitation of alien technology and release your hostage into the care of Master Poopoo at once. Unraveled all my schemes, have you? Good. I needn't waste my breath on tedious explanations, then. This is Master Poopoo, I presume. I do have his fellow alien here with me, yes. As for exploiting their technology, I freely admit to duplicating a quite frankly obscene amount of gold. But that was merely the beginning. Imagine making copy after copy of the deadliest weapons in existence. Or would not the world itself be yours for the taking? Let's get straight to the point. I want you at my side. With the vaunted Warrior of Light as the template for my clone army, we could conquer this and every other land in creation. And why would I agree to that? That's not a bad idea, actually. You know what? For the funny, let's go along with it. That's not a bad idea, actually. Mind if I steal it? A splendid jest, my friend. A splendid and not all too indicative of suppressed megalomon. Oh no, I can't read words. Not at all indicative of suppressed megalomaniacal ambitions. Just, yes? Sure. Of course it was. A redoubtable Shuzune would never dream of accepting such a contemptible proposal. Except? No, steal. A pity. Yet I anticipated you would prove an impediment to my ascension. Yes, it seems the time has come to test Luge's ritual of manifestation. All was prepared long in advance of your coming. This tower holds not only mundane treasures, but also caches of crystals. As for the requisite congregation of worshippers, well, I had but to clone myself. After all, who was more devoted to my cause and my goddess than me? Divine Asura, take up thy blades and wage war upon mine earthly rival. You guys need to get out of here. Nay, Hildibrand. Against a primal, we may be more hindrance than help. We dare not remain within this its sphere of influence. Best of luck, my friend. I must make a gentlemanly withdrawal. Alright. The Gilded Aria now accessible. This is why I decided to do this trial, or this side quest series first. Can't remember if this fight needs 2 tanks. Midnight. Okay, we've got ads coming up, and also a few people who are interested. Okay, one person who was it is playing Repo and just started a game, so I don't think he's making it. But somebody else said 5 or 10 minutes. We're about to go into an ad. Yeah, there's the ad warning. So yeah, I'll get the party together and put up the PDF after the ad break, and once we get, see if we can get a few more bites from the community itself. And yeah, in the meantime, I'm gonna BRB. So yeah. Thanks for sticking with me as always, guys. We're back. And I'm going to put together the party finder now. So, trials, builded aria. Go. What am I doing? Omit. There we go. There we go. Okay. And while we wait for the party to fill, we have no shortage of things that we can do in the meantime. Like, here to help if I was on the right thing. The final quest with the Arcasadra. Tonight is all about really cleaning up the, Endwalker side quests. So that way, as much as possible, because, like, we're not getting Loprits done tonight, because I still need a few more days for Loprits, but as much as possible, cleaning up side quests, so that, over the next week, we can get, or over the next 2 weeks, I guess, we can focus on variant dungeons, Palace of the Dead, and then move on to Endwalker, or on to Dawn Trail, I mean. Despite the peaceful ambiance in Svarna, Turna's ears flapping nervously, her eyes dart towards the entrance nearest the Edlamon. Thanks for stopping in, Shizune. It's always good to see you. Good to see you too. Nothing much to report, if you can believe it. Akala and his pals still have their challenges, but we're taking it slow and getting to know each other. They've certainly got their own, style that some folks find surprising. But I figure so long as we reach an understanding somewhere in the middle, we'll keep getting along just fine. Luckily, all of Akala's battle brothers now have it on good authority that Turna's strong, so they listen to what I've got to say without a fuss. They're a sight to see around supper, too. Not even Maru shovels down grub with that much gusto. They help out with work it how they can, so I'm not worried. At least, I wish I wasn't. See, I just got word that Kankana's on her way over. Apparently, she's got something important to discuss. I'm sure it ain't bad, but just thinking about it has my knees shaken. Would you mind terribly if I asked you to sit in? Well, since I'm here... Thanks, Shizune. I can always count on you. You should be here soon. Okay. What does she want to discuss? Erna, thank you for making the time to chat. I know you have quite the busy schedule, so I shall get straight to the point. About this land, I believe our terms were that I would lease you this place contingent on your profits, correct? Oh, there's no need to look so terrified. Everyone on the island knows just how hard you and your associates have been working. I had a feeling that you would take well to delivery work, but when I heard that you welcomed a group of Gachasura into your midst, well, surprised wouldn't cover the half of it. You have done what no Arcasodra before could, and it's truly remarkable. After you've accomplished so much of your for your community, who would I be to come here and demand that you return this land? No, you have no need to worry. Seeing Gachasura perform honest work before my very eyes. I'd write home about it, but nobody back home would believe me. To tell you the truth, sometimes I can't believe it myself. We may come from different places, but me and Akala and all our people shared a lot of the same pain. And none of us really knew what to do with it. But now look at us, helping others like we've been helped ourselves and doing a damn fine job of it. Passable, anyway. And that's thanks to you, Shizune, for helping out so much. And Kankana for believing in us and lending us the space in the first place. And Ogle for always being there in a pinch, or here in a pinch. Mara and Gasa, and the rest of my associates, they've all been here, with me, through every sort of thing you can imagine. Even Akala's been a big part of our journey. It's because of everyone that we got this chance to see ourselves as something bigger than just misfits. So on behalf of all my riders, I truly thank you from the bottom of my heart. I still have the highest of hopes for you, Turna. And you and your associates are no longer just delivering parcels and people after all. You are delivering hope and inspiration to all those on this island. Which brings me back to why I have come here today. I would like to gift you the deed to this land, Turna. Hey! Consider this my investment in a happy air. Continue building your business with something you feel truly represent, or into something that you truly feel. Continue building your business into something you truly feel represents the Hippo Riders, and I will feel more than repaid. I believe that the people of Svarna will bring us closer to the brilliant future we all hope for. Make us proud, Turna. Those words mean more to us than you'll ever know. Thank you. I promise you, we ain't gonna let you down. The Hippo Riders, we're gonna deliver everyone straight to a better tomorrow. Now there's that enthusiasm I love so much. Here's to that better tomorrow, and to seeing it with you.
Yeah!
Now that I've got the future of a whole island loaded on into my cart, I think it's about time to toss caution to the wind and ride like I never rode before. I've got so many ideas I want to try. Like, listen to this. Once the Avnarian tourism gets going again, we could do hippo cart tours. Take folks to see all the prettiest places. I've gotten so used to thinking up these sorts of ideas. But if you hadn't said that, or what you did back then, none of us would even be here, you know? What did you forget? You were the very first person who ever said that me and my hippo carts could be something useful. Might have been a throwaway comment to you, but to me, to us, it meant everything. Who'd have thought a handful of words could change the hippo business from or hippo riders from misfit and racers into an independent business. Must be our own sort of magic, Shizune. But we'll be repaying your kindness every day going forward. You can count on that.
I look forward to it.
All right, enough chit-chat. We've got goods to deliver, mouths to feed, drinks to pour, and most importantly, hippo carts to ride.
Yay!
I am officially Bloodsworn. You have achieved Bloodsworn reputation with the Hippo Riders. You will receive blah blah blah. Yep. Okay, so that is the Archosodra officially done. And then... what am I doing? We might as well head over to base Omicron and get the Omicron one's done too. Thanks, Shatter. Hey, Shatter, you want to join in on... oh, wait, you're moored. I forgot. Never mind. You're already in the party.
I've asked Sigma 4 to produce a refrigerant spray bottle in anticipation of the next time N7000 gets on my nerves. Can't be too careful.
Refrigerant spray bottle? What is he, a cat? You have the strangest feeling you've forgotten something or someone. Yeah, no shit! Precisely 86,400,000 time codes have passed since our latest brewing incident. A new record. This unit's mission satisfaction could not be higher.
I don't know about you, but I think we deserve a break. Care to join us for a tall glass of carrot juice? Carrot coffee is also an option, though I would hate to risk our safety record.
This unit notes that carrots are still disproportionately represented on the menu, but accepts your invitation.
Now that's impossible.
Okay, but hear me out. Like, maybe less carrot, more chocolate. What kind of cafe doesn't have cocoa and chocolate chip cookies and brownies and maybe cold chocolate milk too? That's a player. I don't see anything concerning here right now. Such a pleasant atmosphere for processing. This unit now understands organic life forms' obsession with beverage consumption.
The last reg certainly has come a long way. Remember when the counter was dusty and musty? I do. I still don't know what civilization originally built these structures, but I like to think they'd be happy to see what we've done with the place. Perhaps they ran a cafe of their own long ago.
I mean, this place looks more like a bar to me than a cafe, other than like our cafe editions, but...
Actually, while you're here, can I trouble you to check in with the patrons? As you well know, customer satisfaction is our first priority, and they wouldn't dare fob you off with a platitude.
Hi, Flambo, what's up? It is going well. We're currently in the process of getting people together to try and 4-person minimum item level, no echo, Asura. Cleaning up Endwalker stuff in preparation for starting Endwalker or Dawn Trail soon.
Oh, Flame? Okay. This place? I love it here. It reminds me of home almost as much as the sea on Elysian. And how much, and such a pristine sea it is. Each time I devour delicious fish, I reaffirm my vow to protect it. 1 serving of the fish, please. Yeah.
Originally, my plan was to start Dawn Trail this Sunday, but I haven't done the variant dungeons or deep dungeon yet, and a friend of mine is coming in to visit for a few days early next week, so there's not going to be a stream Sunday or Monday or Tuesday. There's never a stream on Monday, but there won't be a Tuesday. Wednesday we're gonna do Syldian Subterrane, and then the following week it's gonna be the deep dungeon and the other 2 variant dungeons, and then hopefully that following Sunday it'll be Dawn Trail time. And then the race begins for me to be as caught up as possible by FanFest.
Yes, the transmission of the other beings' gustatory perception has been most effective. I believe I should like to experience haptic transmissions next. These burns to the tongue reported by the beings that consume coffee rapidly sound intriguing. Why do you hasten so? There are yet many gustatory sensations we must experience. The Corellians and the Grebulovs' perceptions were illuminating. The atmosphere, too, is quite enjoyable, though the other beings are naturally unequipped to discuss the finer mysteries of the universe. The idle chatter pleases me. In fact, I've scarcely rebuked anyone at all.
It has been quite some time since I began cooperating with this lout, hasn't it? Though I can scarce believe it myself, we are as allies now. Some even call us friends. Some even call you more than friends. To which I take offense, of course. Perish the thought. Yeah, you guys are totally lovers. No need to hide it. As if you don't wander over to my side of the garden half a dozen times per shift to raise your suggestions. Perhaps people would possess a more accurate conception of our relationship if you did not so clearly crave my insight. Still, I've come to believe that anyone who enjoys the last dregs as much as I do cannot be all bad, even if he has poor taste in helmets. You guys are wearing the exact same helmets, it's just a color difference, guys. You are literally arguing over favorite color at this point. Thy consideration is appreciated, hero. For me, it is enough to gaze upon the tiny desert, desert, and feel the wind on my scales. Indeed, the true Elysian are divine, yet I find myself drawn to the pastry nonetheless. Oh, that was dessert. I just can't read. This sentiment by which thou didst create it warmeth my heart even now. So do you just stare at it? Once again, raising the question, can dragons eat chocolate? Hey! Awesome. Party filled. Alright, we will continue with the Omicron after this. Alright, let me make sure I actually have everything selected. Yes. Trial. No, that's raids, trials, Endwalker, all the way down. Do the Gilded Aria. Alright, let's go! I'm sure this will turn out fine. Alright, false minutia Asaria. Interesting. I'm sure those will be fine. I think I did this once when I got my clear confess. So, I hope I remember enough of the mechanics when I see them.
Have you the courage and strength to face me? Will you dodge or will you bleed? The frail shall fall. You've not time to blink.
Oh boy. I'm gonna. Oh, ow. Okay, they do circle AoEs. Noted.
Tremble before the might of the minutiae. Come forth, embodiment of carnage. Revel on the bloody field of war. The spirit of battle awakens. Sharp is the lesson. The weak shall perish. Fear the gleaming edge. Unmerciful light shine upon you.
Oh, where'd my dots go? Whoops.
Behold the sixfold blade. Fury be my strength.
Do I want to be on the same side or opposite? Well, I guess I'm about to find out.
I will scatter your bones. Show me your steel.
Ma'am, I'm trying.
Spirit of battle awakens. Sharp is the lesson. Show me your steel. Fear the gleaming edge. Unmerciful light shine upon you. Behold the sixfold blade.
Ow! I was out of that bullshit!
The face of battle is ever changing. Joyful is your downfall. I will scatter your
Mask
bones.
is not a safe zone. It's what's about to not. Or it's the side that's not safe. It's not a debuff, what I'm trying to say.
Will you dodge or will you bleed? You've not time to blink. Show me your steel.
Thank you for the speed boost.
The frail shall fall. The spirit of battle awakens. Unmerciful light shine upon you. Show me your steel. Fear the gleaming edge. Sharp is the lesson.
Oh.
Behold the sixfold blade. The face of battle is ever changing. Fury be my strength.
Not this side.
I will scatter your bones. Will you dodge or will you bleed? You've not time to blink. Show me your steel. The frail shall fall.
Whoa! Lost control of my character there for a second. Did I accidentally target a party member?
The spirit of
That what
battle
happened?
awakens. Fear the gleaming edge. Show me your steel. Sharp is the lesson. Unmerciful light shine upon you. Behold the six-fold blade. The face of battle is ever changing. Joyful is your downfall. I will scatter your bones. Will you dodge or will you bleed? You've not time to blink. Show me your steel. shall fall. The spirit of battle awakens. Fear the gleaming edge. Show me your steel. Unmerciful light shine upon you.
Ow.
Sharp is the lesson.
Oh, I'm not gonna make it. Nope.
Behold the six-fold blade. The face of battle is ever-changing. Fury be my strength. I will scatter your bones. Will you dodge or will you bleed?
Now we've got this. Nice. We did it. All right, we did it. And thank you everybody who helped out. Thanks for the head pass chatter.
Good show, Shizune. It would seem you thoroughly trounced that pesky primal.
That is what I do.
And even as we speak, Mother and Father should be informing the Radiant Host of that despicable Van Hoodie's wrongdoings. The Define Asura. Defeated? Turn the wheel, we flee for now. Who is flying the starship without my permission? That treasure is mine and mine alone. You called your vessel, Master Poo-Poo?
No, I did not. It's my...
Hey, that ship wasn't by any chance a gift from Poo-Poo's friend, was it? Oh, I guess it doesn't matter. It just would have been very funny if the ship had gotten completely deleted midair. You know, Wile E. Coyote style. Yay! Now there's 2 of them! At last! The moment of sweet reunion is at hand!
I am so relieved to see you safe. Likewise, my friend.
They are so cute.
But why did you open fire on on the airship? Didn't that man help you after your crash? He did, at first. He pulled me from the wreckage and saw to it that my vessel was repaired. So in return, I replicated whatever trinket he desired and taught him the basics of starship technology. But that resolved to be a terrible error in judgment. When I was infected by one of the star's unique pathogens, he took advantage of my weakened state. He seized my ship, flew me out to the jungle, and there left me to die. Slowly, agonizingly, I was able to synthesize a cure for my affliction, and then I came back to reclaim my property. This experience has led me to conclude that the dominant sentient life forms here are dull-witted, cruel, and entirely unsuited to peaceful cohabitation. We must launch a full-scale invasion. It is the only way to guarantee our survival.
Easy there, Omnicron.
No, no! They are not all like that. These ones have been nothing but kind to me. Oh yes, they're all smiles until they laser you in the back. You have to strike first before they show their true colors.
No, don't fight! Be friends! Uh-oh, I think you broke it.
The ship's reactor core has been breached. If it explodes, everyone in the vicinity will be automatized. And we're all in the vicinity.
Brandahill, no! Sweet baby, don't sacrifice yourself! Think, damn it, think! If I'm to stop the explosion, I need to traverse the considerable distance to the starship. But I can conceive of no logical solution. What about an illogical solution? This is Hildibrand. There we go. Illogical solution. Inspector Brandahill, you must employ my father's mighty moves to propel me to the vessel. I, too, have calculated that Lord Godbert's signature techniques are our only means of achieving sufficient propulsion. If there is a flaw in your proposal, I lack the strength to properly perform the throw, and I've no time to teach you the starship's controls. Inspector Brandahill, it is you, oh my god, Inspector Hildibrand, it is you who must fling me. Skyward, as only a Manderville can! Damn it, Hand of... Damn it, Hildibrand! I lost my grip. Given my trajectory and velocity, the correct shift in posture should generate enough lift and processional motion to... Yes, I can still make it!
Eh?
He turned himself into a boomerang. Go, sweet precious boy! He got shot out with balloons? Uh-oh. I thought you knew how to do this, Brandahild. It's too late. The reactor is going critical. There's only one way to save the day. Inspector Brandahild! Our brief time together was more than any defective clone could ask for. Be well, my friends!
No! Is this case closed for Inspector Brandahild?
Nay, my loyal assistant. As a chip off the old gentleman, our dear Brandahild has surely survived to tell the tale. We shall see him again, mark my words.
Promise? You rescued me, even though I tried to incinerate you with high-intensity plasma blasts. Even at the cost of one of your own. If only I could make amends and earn your forgiveness, but alas.
There is naught to forgive. With his blocky constitution, Inspector Brandahild will be just fine, I assure you. As a friend of Master Poo-Poo, you are a friend of ours, and what are a few minor plasma burns among friends, eh?
Our home planet, it was lost to the phenomenon. Oh wait, that is right. To the phenomenon you call the final days. We survived only because we were away exploring the cosmos at the time. Our explorations, which had heretofore served no purpose but curiosity, shifted to a search for safe haven. We visited countless stars, but all had succumbed to the same insidious ruin as our own. Growing desperate, we decided to settle on any suitable refuge we could find, whether it was populated or not. If the native beings were hospitable, we would live peacefully alongside them. If not, we were prepared to claim a new home by force. So it was that I arrived at your miraculous planet, Lulled by the apparent absence of metaphysical chaos, I blundered into a mundane war zone, where I was promptly shot out of the sky. The rest you already know. Having fallen behind during our search, I hurried here when my communications received no answer. That was when I met you, Inspector Hildibrand. Those touched by the despair of the final days are reduced to beasts. Given our savage willingness to invade your star, it would seem that, in a sense, we fell prey to that despair after all. Fortunately, my encounter with you generous people brought me back to my senses, an outcome for which I am profoundly grateful. That said, there is nowhere else for us to go. Would it be too much to ask for us to live here on your star?
Of course! Well, of course you must stay.
Yay!
And I suspect you'll be wishing to repair your damaged vessel. Mummy! Oh, right.
Oh, Inspector, not again! Wait for me!
Oh, never a dull moment around our Hildibrand. At least we needn't worry if the ship crashes, not with an impervious Mandervillian on board. Funny you should mention that. Upon reviewing the Manderville family tree, it was made clear that our lord without heirs of his own passed the name to an adopted child several generations ago. Are you saying that you and your son are not direct descendants of Godbrand, the alien progenitor of the Manderville line? Then how do you explain your unnatural sturdiness, Dynamis? When it comes to building strength and perfecting gentlemanly technique, it is not one's lineage which matters, but rather the unbending conviction within one's heart. Though Godbrand's bloodline be broken, House Manderville shall live on through us.
If the begoggled boy can't swallow that explanation, I've also heard talk of some unseen power driven by feelings and emotions. Could be that you and Hildy have tapped into that cosmic essence?
Yes, him and Hildy, and only him and Hildy, Julianne, definitely, uh-huh. Oh ho ho, if that's the case, then you must be positively swimming in it, my dear. Ma'am, why are you getting mad? What did he say? Every thing appears to be under control here, so let us return to the city, shall we? Once more do I find myself hurtling at superlative speed towards an unknown destination. Another day, another thrilling case for Hildibrand, Agent of Inquiry, Inspector Extraordinaire. Bye, Inspector! See you in Dawn Trail! For the best Hildibrand quests, honestly. Let's see if I can finish this before the ad. Actually. There. Thanks, Twin. Oh, nope, I did not hit that button in time. Okay. I'll be back in like 3 minutes, guys. Alright, we're back. The ad started right as I clicked to start the quest. Whoops. Alright. Thanks to an enlightening conversation with Master Poo-Poo on the way back, I believe I have the answers required to proceed with our weaponsmithing project. Cool. I trust the endeavor yet holds your interest. Pray inform Master Geralt of your willingness to assist, and my hammer and I shall make all haste to the High Crucible. And with that, I bid you good day.
Thank y'all for looking out for our beloved son. I'm sure him and the Blocky Blad will be back for more cases before you know it. Blocky lad, I miss you. Where did you go, my sweet child? You've gone above and beyond for us, Shizune, so I'd like you to have the one replicated starship we made. It doesn't have the duplication facility or other such technology on board, but it will carry you through the skies. Use this key to call it whenever you wish.
Thanks. That mount actually gives me motion sickness, so I never use it.
As for the two of us, we've decided to get to know our new home better by embarking on a journey of exploration. And so this is where we must say our farewells. Thank you for everything. We are fortunate indeed to have met you. Bye!
It seems Poo-Poo wasn't planning an invasion after all. He even tried to stop his friend from launching an attack. I'm calling an end to this investigation, Shizune. Your unfailing support during this entire ordeal has been most appreciated. Yeah, sure, support, let's call it that. Thanks to you, I was able to observe the inner workings of Charlian, and even traveled to the surface of the moon in search of the truth. And when my own conspiracies threatened to blind me, you were there to open my eyes to things. But this world yet harbors its share of the strange and the inexplicable, not the least of which is the source of Hildibrand's impossible physiology, its dynamis. If not an alien, then... mayhap he's the product of a hyper-advanced civilization from the distant past? The descendant of some gruesome biological experiment? He's not connected to the elegance, no. Someone needs to plumb the depths of these unexplained phenomena, and I am the very man for the job. Good luck with that.
What about Brandahild?
Hildibrand will return? Question mark? Of course he will. Here we go. I was like, I remember that Brandahild was okay. I just can't remember how it was confirmed. Are you practicing how to fight Stinky Cheese Man? Cute. Maybe someday you'll be useful in these quests. And not just fucking creepy. Yeah, I don't think that branch is gonna protect you, buddy. I know those shapely legs. I'd know them anywhere. And those shapely hips. And that shapely shape. Randy Hill is alive! Baby! And there continues to be 2 of them. May the gods save us all. But yeah, so that is the end of of Endwalker Hildibrand. To be continued in Dawn Trail. Okay, so let's head back to base Omicron and finish up the Omicron quest that we started. And then it'll be on to Tataru. This isn't where I wanted to go. That is the wrong gate. I wasn't paying attention. That's on me. I wanted this one. You guys have any additional dialogue? By the by, are there any imminent plans for salty sea breeze coffee? It would pair well with the soup. While the sea's vistas are by far the most charming, the other scenery of Elysion has proved quite enjoyable as well. The peaks, the trees, whatever that weird place with the monoliths is. Poor taste in helmets. I have never been so offended in all my life. I will require quite some time to fully detail the inaccuracy of that statement. Another round, please. That just sounds like you're using it as an excuse. We came here to research what other vegetables may be of value to the menu, not to discuss personal issues. But you know how he is. Of late, we have been delving into the mystery of what gustatory triggers the Mimives enjoy. Helpfully, their displeasure upon experiencing a sensation that they do not prefer is obvious. For our next subject of a relaxing round of should the milk go in first or last? I know that's a debate for a cereal. Are you talking about cereal or are you talking about coffee? Do people put... How would you know? I don't even drink coffee and I still... Huh? Although that is a valid debate for cocoa. I say put the cocoa in first, then the milk. So that way, or whatever liquid you're using, so that way the chocolate doesn't, or the powder doesn't just end up sitting on top. It hath been many years since last I found myself so rested. Perhaps a song to mark the occasion. Yay, a dragon song! Well, are they happy? They seem to be. Allow this unit to thank you in the perpetually anxious lifeform's stead. Your data collection is appreciated. I am not
perpetually anxious. This is a normal amount of concern. But yes, thank you, Shizune. How did you find our customers?
They seem to be doing all right.
Thank goodness they're still enjoying themselves. I would hate to play host to any more firefights, or fistfights, or food fights.
You guys have been busy. Data from Barista Unit M104 indicates that patron numbers are only increasing. Business future secure. Though this unit personally wishes us to seek out even more civilizations, data nevertheless. Much of the universe remains to be restored to life and hope. Incoming transmission from Stigma 4. New life? Allied units. There is new life on Elysian. Scans indicate more than one additional life form.
Oh, don't bore us with the logs. If it's worth scanning, it's worth seeing.
Uh-huh. You guys are forgetting something. This is actually kind of worrying. Oops. That's not where I wanted to go. This is what I get for going on autopilot. I'm doing great tonight, guys. Okay, let's try that again.
Unsurprisingly, I was treated to more logs anyway. The good news is that every single part of Elysian has grown.
This unit will not spoil any future revelations. Let us proceed.
Little baby dragon! Look at him! Sweet mother. Sigma 4 wasn't kidding. Not that it can. Look over there.
That looks disturbingly familiar.
What are you doing here?
As your companion suggested, we have traversed the dead worlds of Ultima Thule. We have seen its despair. We have seen the tragedy of the forgotten, and the sorrow of those who forget themselves. This as well. Yet this star is different. There is life here. There is change. This unit understands that this is difficult for you to accept. The mission to live is no simple matter. Then why do you grasp for life in a universe that will one day die? Why seek to change that which cannot be changed? This unit hopes you will not take this as a personal attack, but it would assert that a broad perspective is required. It is true that each civilization is vulnerable. A single particle of despair, placed in the right code, the right body, the right mind, can spread like a virus. Yet there is more than one civilization in this universe. The disease that kills one spares another. The sorrow that consumes one drives others to seek joy. Together, we survive. Together, we see beyond our limitations. And together, we find reason to hope. So long as we live, and so long as we have one reason to hope, or have even one reason to hope, the dynamis will change for us. Beyond our despair lies an infinitude of miracles. We need only open our receptors to them. We obtain physical life eternal and complete mental resonance to determine that existence is meaningless. Despite all of that, you say we were wrong? Please refrain from leaping to conclusions. Whether the inherent meaning of life, or lack thereof, can be proven by the existence of miracles remains up for debate. We Ea have grappled with such questions since time immemorial. You are welcome to join us for further discussion and gustatory stimulation at the cafe before deciding that your civilization was replete with buffoons. So long as you keep the doom and gloom confined to your conversation with the mentally unflappable beings, that should be fine. And who knows? A nice cup of coffee might cheer you up a bit. This unit can vouch for the utility of our beverages in processing philosophical conundrums. That too! Perhaps they'll even find something new to ponder. It's the little things, as they say. There will be time enough for all civilizations to find hope for the future, given the proposed eternal opening schedule. This unit has set reminders to look out for the end of the universe in case additional menu items are required. That's what I like to hear. Less fatalism, more carrots of happiness. Or Cocoa. We'll have to explore the New Elysian when we have a bit more time. These developments are pleasing, but once did they originate? Changes occurred soon after Shizune asked our customers to reflect on their experience at the cafe, no? Perhaps realizing how happy they are increased their faith in a brighter future. And perhaps even the Nibirum were moved by the sight of a world that had not fallen to despair. In any case, the value of our mission is clear. You bet it is. It's so nice to not have to do all of the emotional lifting around here anymore. Do come back and join us from time to time, Shizune. We'll be here. Forever. Affirmative. Your labor has been greatly valued. We would be delighted to assign you shifts anytime. Or, this unit jests. Your friendship is also valued. Should you ever need a place to process, you are always welcome for a beverage of intermediate nature at the last dregs. Maybe when you guys start serving cocoa. You have achieved Bloodsworn reputation with the staff and patrons of the Last Regs. You'll receive an experience point bonus upon the completion of Last Regs Society daily quests. Yeah. The important part is let's see how it's changed. These guys are all happy. The main, really important thing is, if we look back here, I believe... Yeah, there they are. We can barely see them. Look at this. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, this is where the Omicron were, right? And it just, like, expanded with more plant... Because this is the table we had our little picnic at. But this has a nice little view of, like... a bunch of different places all around. Ah! Babies! But yeah, hang on. I need to go around this way to show you guys. But there's a real cute little thing. There they are. Look at them! The little Corellian and his secret little baby dragon friend. Wait, does that mean that there's, like, more intermingling in the other areas too now? I'm not seeing anything super obvious from here. And that guy was already there. Okay. So yeah, no. Okay, so I just have the Loprits to finish, and then... oh yeah, also... I officially have all my crafters and gatherers at 90. So, yeah. Just in time for me to almost be done with the Loprits. Now, let's talk to everybody, and then... Mayhap one day, fate shall see fit to reunite me with my faraway kin. A dragon can but dream. Or are they just still saying the same thing as before? Is it possible that a substance that possesses no consciousness knows us better than we know ourselves? I can't say what's more unbelievable, that I'm gardening with the enemy or that I quite enjoy it. Okay, yeah, we've read his thing before. We once had cuisine. Such pristine fish. I'll make sure to take care of them. The ones we don't eat, anyway. As do all individuals, we seek only to be part of something more. Yet we have come to consider that it is not perfect understanding we require, merely the shared experience of a pleasant meal. Aww. Alright. Now. We have a Tataru to talk to. Nope. One final quest. Whoop. Was that somebody I knew? No. Medina seems eager to share something with you. Wait a minute. Oh no, wait, I think that... Never mind. Shizune, I have wonderful news. Thanks to your tireless deliveries, we are now overwhelmed with orders. Mr. Tataru's plan was a success. That's another shipment sent. I don't think I've ever packed so many parcels in my life. I don't believe we've met before, have we? My apologies. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Hastad. Like so many Hanish refugees, I left my home in Palakistan and came to Charlian during the final days. You saved my life more than once. I've been working at Taru's boutique with Magina and Varsaruth, albeit behind the scenes. It's rare that I have occasion to visit the storefront. An unfortunate side effect of the constant demands on all our staff, though I think we would all agree that the hustle and bustle is for the best. But don't you wonder what we'll do once the samples have served their purpose? Our equipment is crafted, which is wonderful, of course, but also means that our customers are not likely to require replacements for some time. Therefore, if we are not constantly receiving new customers, our good fortune will eventually sour, no? Miss Tataru isn't so foolish as to have not anticipated such things. I'm sure she's already coming up with new and exciting products to offer our existing clients. I also travel the world. I'm sure I can find her new clients. Actually, I had an idea of my own. For a new product, I mean. In fact, I presented it to Mr. Tataru just the other day. A new uniform to outfit the academics and researchers of Charlian. Oh, how enterprising. And what did she say? Well, she seemed hesitant, which I could only interpret as a reluctance to hurt my feelings with explicit rejection. But then she told me to look into it further and draft a formal proposal for review. That's wonderful, Magina. Then she said to look into it, or when she said to look into it further, did she mean for you to conduct some manner of market survey of the academics and researchers? Just so, but, well, some are involved in such sensitive work that simply approaching them is out of the question. Which is to say my petition to enter Labyrinthos was denied. Instead, I decided to try the studium. As secretarial mem, was only too happy to schedule a meeting with an academic representative. But now that it's come down to it, I'm feeling ill with nerves. If it were on Mr. Sataru's behalf, it would be different. But this was my initiative. My idea. I'd offer to accompany you, but I have to mind the counter. Perhaps you could offer Magina your support. Sure. Count on me. Oh, thank you. Can I come as well? I'd like to start thinking of what supplies we'll need for our artisans once your plan is approved. Of course. Very well then. To the studium we go. Something. I think a present from the present was added in Dawn Trail. But I will double check. Yeah, that was added in 7.1, so we'll wait. In the meantime, here we go. In Thavner, a man of science is almost certainly a practitioner of the alchemical arts. But these scholars pursue all manner of disciplines, some less practical than others, from what I have seen.
This building might be, or well be, a temple for how austere it feels. I'm glad I have your company. I was told a Ki Aliapa would be meeting us here. I'm sure they will be along shortly. Hello! Representatives from Taru's boutique, I presume. Oh, Shizune! What a pleasant surprise! Though I suppose your presence should merit no shock at all, given the breadth of your generosity.
Sure, generosity.
Pleased to make your acquaintance. My name is Magina, and I am ever so obliged to you for making the time to speak with us. Ki Aliepo, at your service. And there's no need to stand on ceremony, I assure you. Most of our academics are far more concerned with their research than pleasantries. Admittedly, to their detriment at times. Anyway, how may I help you today? A uniform for academics and researchers, you say? I myself am ill-equipped to offer an authoritative opinion on the matter, so permit me to arrange some meetings with faculty representatives. Please make yourselves comfortable in the auditorium while I go and summon a few of our more personable personnel.
Wasn't there a side quest involving fashion when we were leveling up?
Ah! It's Professor Granny.
Well, in the Faculty of Archaeology, we spend much of our time traipsing about ancient ruins, which often ends up ruining our clothes, if you'll pardon the pun. An outfit durable enough to handle extended use would be welcome, but it would need to be lightweight and breathable as well. Equatorial deserts can be most taxing, but then again, you'd be surprised just how many relics are hidden at the bottom of lakes, and northern waters can get quite chilly. As it stands, my colleagues and I throw on any old thing for our fieldwork, whatever we have on hand or that is suitable for the conditions, with the understanding that it may need to be disposed of afterwards. Poor Boric works his fingers to the bone as it is, and if Professor Namino caught me shopping for fancy clothes instead of interns, he'd be the one dressing me down. Misplaced priorities, never mind the tight budget. None of this is what you were hoping to hear, I realize. No, thank you for your candor. It's true, new kit can be rather expensive. We must ensure our prices stay affordable. The ideal outfit for astronomers? Wait, Jeremiah mentioned something about fashion recently. When we were stargazing. What was it? It's not the clothes that make the man, Jude, but the man that makes the clothes. Yes, very lovely and poetic, but I haven't the foggiest what it means. Well, I suppose we astronomers often conduct our celestial observations from locales remote and subsequently chilly. You know, mountaintops and the like. So, something warm? If warm is truly their only requirement, then I think it's safe to say this is the opposite of an untapped market niche. The Faculty of Medicine has strict requirements for dress on account of hygiene regulations. Fabrics that are resistant to stains and possess antibacterial properties are a must, for example. Additionally, we students of nutritional science must vigorously dart about the kitchen, so dressing for comfort is nearly as essential as cleanliness. And if it were fashionable enough to perhaps inspire others to follow in our footsteps, all the better. Indeed, style is an essential ingredient, like the perfect loaf of Mervyn bread. The ideal outfit should not only embody practicality, but leave all who behold it with a feeling of aesthetic satiety. For satiety? We require no such clothing in the Faculty of Anthropology, for we make all that we require right here. Rather, Professor Tankin prefers to do so, that he may better understand how necessity begets innovation. I can't say I completely agree with the logic, though I suppose I've grown to appreciate his sense of aesthetics now that the professor and I are... But that has little bearing on your project. Oh man, I wonder what this quest is like if you haven't done all of the craft requests. Do you have to have done all of the studium quests to even be able to do this? Not long ago, an outfit that ameliorates ether sickness might have been my answer. However, thanks to the Faculty of Medicine's miraculous, if experimental, treatment, I no longer have such a need. What's more, I don't know if I could bear to don anything but this professorial gown. It's hard to earn it. What is this quest like if you haven't done the role quests? Or at least the crafting role quest? Well, how did it go? I don't know, to be honest. Everyone has such different preferences that I'm not sure if it's even possible to satisfy them all. A fair concern. The studium's faculties are filled with opinionated individuals, each with their own peculiarities. Additionally, our academics spend much of their time engaged in fieldwork, as opposed to seminars, which further complicates stipulations of dress. Academics sound just as unique as adventurers. Indeed, it was naive to assume that one type of uniform could account for the needs of all academics. We had best return to the boutique. Thank you for your assistance, Mistress Aliapo. And I truly thought I had a good idea. No doubt Mr. Tataru knew its folly, but had me research it regardless, so that I might reach the conclusion on my own. She meant well, I'm sure. See how the hardships make you strong. That's an important phrase to you, isn't it? Indeed, it is. It comes from the teachings bestowed upon us by the old gods. Many Hanish held fast to those words and their wisdom during the final days, so as not to give into despair. When we call upon the divinities, it is not to beg for salvation, but for guidance. So long as we live by their teachings, there is no hardship we cannot overcome. This is a core tenet of Hanish faith that has seen us through much adversity since the founding of our nation. It is as you say, Hastad. Yet until you did, it did not occur to me to consider how they might apply to my personal struggle. coming to Charlian and working with Mistress Tataru at the boutique, I've met so many people from all sorts of cultures. But in trying so hard to accommodate their wants and needs, I fear my own heritage has become an afterthought. There's no shame in dedicating yourself to your work. And as we all have our limits, compromise and sacrifice are inevitable. It may surprise you, but once I aspired to become a steward. To look back on it now feels fanciful. Strange that we so easily let our dreams be cast aside by circumstance. I swore nothing would stand between me and my chosen path, and yet, here I am. I know the divinities will guide us wheresoever we go, but what if we stray too far? Would I be a fool to suggest that perhaps we should return to Thavnair? But Mistress Tataru has done so much for us. We cannot simply leave the boutique on a moment's notice. Mayhap not, or maybe not. But what of our family and friends? It is one thing for us to send money and well wishes, but I wonder if we could not do more if we were there, helping to rebuild. We haven't been back to the village since the final days, and if we're already forgetting our old lives, I don't know. I just think Mistress Tataru should know how we feel is all. I suppose I have been dedicating myself to work, but is this who I wanted to become? A Hanish who has forgotten her culture? Varsarud says that Mistress Tataru should be stopping by soon. When I asked how she felt about returning to Thavnair, she said she'd need time to consider. For my part, at least, I think consulting with Mistress Tataru will help put my mind at ease.
My, what a busy counter we have tonight. Hastad, it's good to see you out from behind your usual shipping crates.
Yes, I thought I'd come and help Najina with her research. We've just returned from interviewing academics at the studium. About that, Mr. Tataru. Suffice it to say, their requirements were all radically different. I know I set a uniform for researchers and academics, but I'm afraid I may have deeply overestimated the feasibility of such a project. Multiple uniforms? And that's perfectly all right. The important thing is to learn from what you discover, so you can retain and apply that knowledge as you become on or continue on your entrepreneurial journey. The right idea for a new product will find us when it's ready. In the meantime, I have more samples in need of delivery, and seeing as Shizune is very conveniently standing within my line of sight... A thousand pardons, Mr. Tataru, but before you continue, I wish to speak with you about a personal matter. You have shown us incredible clips, which makes this all the more difficult to ask, but I wonder if I should return home, to Thavnair. Please, do not mistake this as dissatisfaction with our arrangement. If anything, I've grown so accustomed to life in Charlian that I fear I've begun to forget myself. My dreams, my faith, the person I used to be before I came here. Not only that, in spite of my regular remittances, I worry that our village struggles to rebuild after the final days. Will I live happily removed from a burden I ought to share more? It feels disingenuous to both my home and the many kindnesses you continue to show us. I see. And do you both feel the same?
I've been so devoted to my work that I hadn't given much thought to returning until Hastad mentioned it, but to claim that I am not worried about the village would be a lie. While I am of a similar mind to Megina, I must nevertheless remain here. Among other reasons, there is a project I am resolved to complete. Well, I would be very sorry to see any of you go, but if remaining here causes you grief, I will spare no effort to see you safely home. Which is why I have decided that our next set of samples shall be delivered to Palakistan. Furthermore, I ask that those who wish to visit accompany Shizune on her errand. Seeing how your village fares is no doubt the best thing for you both right now. It will help you to understand your feelings, after which we may proceed howsoever you desire. And should your colleagues require it, I'm sure you can be relied upon to dispense the perfect advice. I'll try my best. Megina, Hastad, give everyone my regards. Then it's settled. I'll begin preparing the samples at once. Allow me to assist. No matter what happens, we must finish Mr. Tataru's necklace. Are we ready to proceed with the restoration, do you think? Thanks to Shizune's dedication. As for the work itself, I thought we could entrust it to the lapidary Mr. Tataru once apprenticed with. I was sort of hoping that I could do it. Ever so eager to contribute. Fear not. I have an especially important job for you later, if you'll pardon the mystery for now. Let's leave the necklace in Varsaru's capable hands and join the Hastad in Scholar's Harbor. Hey, let's go. Here we go. Oh, I forgot to talk to Megina first. Oh well. I remember when we first set foot upon these docks. After a long, exhausting journey through frozen wastes, after surviving those horrid beasts, Mistress Tataru was a warm beacon of light. Working at the boutique has helped us to rebuild our lives, but I will never forget that feeling of powerlessness. Should I have stayed in Palakistan and tried to defend my people? Was I a coward to flee? Is it a betrayal to my home and to myself to remain here? I can't stop thinking in circles. Anyway, I'm glad for this opportunity to better understand where my heart truly lies. All will be well, I'm sure, but we must be off, lest we miss our connecting flight. So wait, you guys aren't taking a boat all the way there? Hold on, wait a minute! Why are they taking a boat and an airship in the first place? Why can't they use the experimental aetherite? Wait! Huh? How I've missed the smell of spice.
And this warmth. We're back. We're truly back in Thavnair. Was Razat Han always this grand? I can't believe we lived so close, yet so rarely made the trip. You remember how it was. Village duties always kept us all too busy for travel. Defending pilgrims was trying enough for the stewards even before the final days. I wonder how many temple roads are still traversable. If even those in Razat Han struggle to travel for worship, our feelings of estrangement may be more common than we think. Since we've come all this way, would you mind terribly if Hastad and I toured the city on our own? Let's plan to meet in Palika's stand anon. Sure. Also, what's this? Come to catch a flight, have you? Well then, you're in luck. Things are finally back to normal. I actually don't have any plans to get on an airship myself. I just like seeing people coming and going, and wondering who they are and what they're up to. Sounds silly, I know. Okay, but who's the little bean with you? Is this your daughter, your little sister? You two are both far too purple to not be related. Okay, right. Palika stand. But yeah, again, like, sure, maybe it was because they wanted to do the little, like, visit Thavnair or Razat Han thing, but, like, could they not have gone to Yedlamad and then just taken the path? It had to have been faster than boat and airship. Home at last! Oh.
Excuse me.
Yes, home. I can finally breathe again. Come, let's go and find the elder. Elder Yeruvet! Hastad! Magina! How wonderful it is to see you! I've been so worried. Tell me, how is life in Charlian? Are you being treated well? Oh, yes, Elder. Our employer, Mistress Tataru, is the kindest of businesswomen. In fact, she arranged for us to accompany Shizune on her errand here, so we might enjoy some time at home. That is very good of her indeed. I am relieved to hear you are being looked after. You are ever a guardian to our people. Thank you for seeing these children safely home. Now then, what is it this errand you speak of? Here, clothing samples. For your people, I guess. How splendid! Our stewards shall put these to good use, you may be assured. If only we could repay your generosity with something even half as marvelous. Alas, ours is a village of little extravagance. Everything seems as it ever was. Indeed, with the support of the Radiant Host and the funds you and others have sent, we have regained much of the peace we once knew. Thank the sisters. Still, there was something I wish to speak with you about, Elder. You are worried your heart grows distant from Thavnair, that you have wandered too far from home. But my child, it is only right that you should wander, that you should roam. Your heart's connection endures no matter where you go. You yet think of us fondly enough to visit, yes? And send us what gil you can spare, do you not?
Gestures, perhaps, but not true commitment. Should I not be here with all of you working to restore our village?
There is no restoring our village, Hastad. Without those we lost, Palakistan will never be what it was. We must instead do all we can to become a new village, with a new future ahead of us. Although the particulars of our path are not yet clear to me.
How so?
Ours has always been a settlement of stewards, as well you know, tasked with the protection and preservation of Thavnair's sacred rites. But we have seen our roads shaken and temples defiled by beasts. The material is not always within our ability to protect. What is everlasting is our faith, the bonds between our people and the divine. Through the old teachings, we remind ourselves of life's meaning. Yet if we wish to ensure our traditions endure for generations to come, should we not strive to do more than maintain our temples until pilgrims deign to visit? Ah, but I do not wish to tire you with an old man's musings. Surely there are other ways to ensure our people remain connected to their heritage and faith. All we need is the right idea, something new our village could offer. Well, well, my words seem to have inspired you. And with the worldly insights you have gained, I'm sure any future you envision for Palakistan will be nothing short of remarkable. But there is no need to rush. Take some time to speak with the others and make yourselves at home. Okay, and hey, look at that. Just in time for an ad break. So I need to refill water. So I will see you guys on the other side of the ad break, and then we will continue with the Tataru's quest. I don't think we're gonna have I know I keep promising the capstone quest. I think I'm gonna have to see what kind of time we have after, Oh no, hang on, something I absolutely have to do. Okay, so we're gonna finish this quest. I have mounts I need to... Oh, did I never use Onden's Horn? Whoops. So yeah, we're gonna finish this. And we're gonna do, what's her name? Margaret's quest. Before I forget, because I'm not streaming on Sunday. And then, I guess, probably after, or like during the same stream that we do, Eureka Orthos, we'll do the capstone quest. I know I'm normally better about getting this done early, but yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna go get water, and I will see you guys on the other side of ads. Everybody else, go get water, get stretchies, get a snack, and I'll see you guys in a few minutes. Wait, we're back. So, this time I'm not forgetting to talk to her. How else can the village help to strengthen our people's connection to their faith? Pelika's stand is charged with the preservation of Thavnir's divine teachings. Our methods to accomplish this must naturally change with the times. Hastad is deep in thought. How foolish I was to think the answer would be so simple. I would come home, roll up my sleeves, and help restore our village to the way it was. I would find fulfillment. Alas, not all that has or was lost can be reclaimed. Our people face a new struggle. But perhaps by discovering new ways for the village to fulfill its duty, we might yet help our community. Exactly. Like the elder said, surely our experiences in Charlian have given us a unique perspective. Not to mention Shizune's extensive knowledge of the world. I'm sure that, between the three of us, we can come up with a brilliant plan to support Pelika's stand. Yes, you are right. And I'm sure that hearing how everyone fares will give us insights as well. If you think of any ideas, we would be glad to hear them. Not a soul here will ever forget the hero of Pelika's stand. I am sure everyone will be just as eager to speak with you as us. There are also others with whom I'd like to speak, once we've finished here. Of course, we mustn't forget to pay our respects. It would do little good to return home only to become a burden. That's why I'm determined to come up with an idea that will help our village. Aside from the money we and others working elsewhere send back, the village is largely reliant upon the generosity of the faithful. Our avenues of income are quite limited. Unthinkable in a place like Charlian, perhaps, but it's how we've always done things. Even so, I wonder if such an arrangement is still viable in this day and age. Excuse me, I couldn't help but notice that beautiful equipment you delivered to the Elder. As a weaver who crafts armor for our stewards, I would love to hear more about its origins. Why, Tataru's boutique, of course! Created in cooperation with guilds from across the world? Oh, I must have a closer look. The final days exposed the limitations of my skills. Traditional Thavnarian techniques alone did not suffice. I am eager to hone my craft by studying the work of foreign artisans. Although in my weaker moments, I often wonder if purchasing armor for our stewards would be the superior solution. Alas, that would require a surplus of coin as well as available product. As a village sustained by donations and remittances, we would be hard-pressed to afford anything so expensive, even if such suppliers were to venture this deep into the jungle. Oh, hello there. You're staying for a while or just passing through? A little of column A, a little of column B. Our recovery has been slow but steady, though I am concerned for those who still struggled with wounds our healers cannot cure. The final days may have passed, but grief and trauma are not so easily overcome, or ever for those who must accept them as constant companions. Ours is a tightly knit community, but I worry for those in the capital and abroad. I imagine it is difficult for them to honor the old teachings as they labor far from home. So many of us fled during those dark times. If only we could bring the comforts of community to all Hanish. Are you part of this quest? Heh. Few joys can compare to the sheer satisfaction of sensing one's growth through continued training. You would do well to experience it yourself. Okay. I just wanted to talk to him because, like, Sharp-Eyed Radiant, that's a quest character name. A If it isn't Hastad and Medjina, accompanied by our savior, no less. Welcome home, welcome home. True, we're a bit short-handed these days, but we manage nevertheless. While there's a happiness in being reunited with our young ones, we're just as happy knowing that you are walking your own path, no matter where it leads. I remember Hastad couldn't wait to become a steward when he was little, but as far as I'm concerned, sending aid from afar is just as praiseworthy as tending to the temples here. Times are changing, and who is to say that this cannot be another form of stewardship? A steward who supports the village from afar. I never even considered the possibility. Seeing everyone so eager to help one another makes me more determined than ever to contribute. But before anything else, shall we go? Whoop, it'll be good. It'll be good to visit. To Perusa, then. Could we ask you to accompany us? The temple roads are perilous, and your presence would be a great comfort. Sure. To Perusa, then. Here's the path. Although I guess I could mount up. It's fine. Is that a hunt I see? Ah, yes it is. Hang on. Where's my B rank shout? There we go. Whoops, that's not the right way! Oh, that's not a path. That's a river. Okay. When I was little... Hang on, one moment. Sorry about that. When I was little, we used to run through these wilds, playing steward and imagining fierce battles with hideous beasts. Got the scolding of a lifetime when our parents found out. But when it really happened, when the sky turned red and the jungle spewed forth unspeakable horrors, I could do nothing but cower. Perhaps that's why I feel so guilty for not returning, for not doing more, even if it may never be enough. But this time, I will rise to the occasion. I never used to give much thought to those who walked these roads before me. Countless pilgrims who risked their lives for faith. Aware of the dangers ahead, they pressed on. So strong was their devotion, so sacred the tradition. 'Tis a perilous path you walk, so it is written, and so too our forebears must have felt when braving these jungles to reach that what would become our beloved home. Okay, but like, what if you guys had like an actual walkable path instead of following a river? Did you ever think of that? I actually find it really hard to believe that there wouldn't be one. Like, the land kind of clears out here, but where's the path leading to it that would have been created by generations of pilgrims? Anything new? Okay. It's been a while. Yes, but we made it. I'm home, Mother. Father. Here at Perusa, we may commune with the spirits of the departed. Neither Magina's nor my parents survived the final days. I told them about how you saved us and what we're doing, or that we're doing well. I know they will rest easier for it. May the next time we visit be to deliver glad tidings from Palikistan. Though I was relieved to find the village in a better state than I had feared, it seems that there are still issues we might help address. Finding a steady source of income, for instance, so the stewards can be properly outfitted without overwhelming our weaver. I was also troubled to hear about those who continue to struggle without the support of a local community. There must be some way to provide respite. Yes, indeed. The question is, what? Do you have any thoughts? Ask yourself, what would Tataru do? Never estimate the power of a partnership. Expand your horizons, think big. Ask yourself, what would Tataru do? Well, Mr. Tataru has always put a great store by collaboration and partnerships. So what if Palikistan were to enter into a partnership? Perhaps with the boutique itself? I think you're onto something. If the boutique sold wares the village produced, for instance, our people would have a reliable revenue stream. But what can Palikistan offer, and to whom? How about amulets and talismans, or images of the deities? Something simple, created with love for our homeland and our faith, so no one forgets or feels forgotten. I like that. Our temples were created in remembrance of our ancestors and divine teachings. But reminders need only take the form of great works. A small keepsake may be just what our scattered brethren need to reassure themselves that they are still members of the community. This could be the answer we are looking for. I can't wait to tell Mr. Tataru. Rather, I can't wait for you to tell Mr. Tataru, Magina. It was your idea, after all. Ha! A team effort, let us say. I certainly couldn't have come up with it without you and Shizune. If our proposal is approved, Mr. Tataru will no doubt need assistance in Charlian. I am ready and willing to provide it. But what of you, Hasdad? What will you do? I too will return to the boutique. One day I will come home to stay. But for now, I wish to do all in my power to help our village thrive. I am relieved to hear you say so. Let us go and consult with the elder about our plan. Yay! Oh, nice, it teleported me back. I was lost in a fog, unable to find the path forward. But Magina's brilliant idea has given me the clarity I needed. I know now what I must do for myself and for my people. If Elder Yeruvet gives us his blessing, all that's left is to present our proposal to Mr. Tataru. I hear you were kind enough to escort these children to Perusa. Again, you have my gratitude. Are your feelings any clearer for it? I think so. Magina and I talked it over, and we believe we have struck upon a new way the village might support our people. Tangible mementos of our faith? An interesting proposition. Many here would be glad to create such reminders. I expect those unable to perform strenuous labor would be especially grateful for an opportunity to contribute to the prosperity of our village. To say nothing of the options these additional funds would provide. But most importantly, we would be able to help those who have chosen to live apart from us feel that much more connected to their community and their faith. I am proud of you both for discovering such an innovative way to do so. It would likely mean Hassad and I will stay in Charlian for the foreseeable future. Then take with you the knowledge that no matter where your journey takes you, our hearts will always be as one. May the sisters guide you. We'll come back again, I promise. In the meantime, we shall see our plan to fruition. I will send word once we've determined the particulars. Right then, Charlian awaits. Oops, that was probably not the right voice for the right character. Haha. To think those two were once mired in all-consuming sorrow. I can hardly recognize them now. I'm sure I have you and their Charlian benefactor to thank for their recovery. Please extend my warmest regards to Mistress Tataru when you next meet. Will do. Even Varzu likes our idea. Here's hoping Mistress Tataru does as well. Shizune! The necklace is back from the lapidary. He had everything but he had nothing but fond memories of Mistress Tataru, and was eager to pour his everything into this restoration. The result is magnificent. The original sapphire, accented with black pearl from the ruby sea, and rose shell of Werlich, united by a length of maki leather. A singular necklace, symbolizing Mistress Tataru's past and present. By the sisters, what a remarkable gift! Kind of a shame they didn't include something Thavnarian in it. However, it wants for a finishing touch. Preferably by your hand, Shizune. And after hearing about your visit to Palika Stand, I know just the thing. In short, you'll be proposing a new line of products to help our people feel closer to their roots, yes? So, in honor of Mistress Tataru's roots, I would have you to inscribe the symbol of Naldthal upon the back of the pendant. It would be an honor. Do you get that option if you're not a if you don't have goldsmith level? With painstaking effort and unwavering focus, you engrave the symbol of the traders into Tataru's necklace. Any who behold it will surely know, beyond a shadow of a doubt, that this final flourish was the product of your heroic hand. I'm sure she will adore it. Our work is officially done. I've just received word from Mistress Tataru. She should be arriving in Scholar's Harbor soon. Let's go and meet her there. There she is! I wasn't expecting a personal escort from the docks, although I dare say I could grow accustomed to it. How was your time in Palika Stand? Did you find it worthwhile?
So while they do have an interest in our equipment, matters of recovery are their greater concern at present. Recovery, yes, but also growth, which may lead to a lucrative opportunity for the boutique if you will permit me to suggest another new product. What if we offered handicrafts designed and produced by the people of Palakistan? Authentic works representative of Hanish culture. For those of us living abroad, reminders of home would do wonders to these feelings of estrangement. And for others, such pieces could be appreciated as beautiful works of art. Our village is up to the task. You will not be disappointed. Doubt not their conviction, Mistress Tataru. A product that embodies Thavnair's spiritual beauty, to be shared with the whole world? Why, the boutique should offer nothing less. Though we've made wonderful progress with our samples, I believe it's time for a change of pace. And handicrafts born from a heartfelt desire to celebrate one's culture is bound to resonate with others. Given her eagerness, I presume Mangina intends to stay and help facilitate this new venture. But what about you, Hastad? You felt the call to return to Thavnair rather more strongly, as I recall. Yes, well, after talking with everyone at home, I realized that living apart from them does not mean I must forsake my childhood dreams of service. I believe I can best serve my people by staying in Charlian and continuing to work at the boutique. If you'll have me. With pleasure, Hastad. Mr. Tataru, if it would not be untoward, we would like to present you with a small token of our appreciation for everything you've done for us. Not untoward at all. Rest assured that I graciously accept all offerings of praise and adoration, especially ones as fine as this. But how queer! This sapphire looks remarkably like the one my... Shizune? Is this my mother's sapphire? Look, I put the symbol of Nalthal on the back. Hers, so now rightfully yours. I'm afraid to pick that last one. Yes, Tataru, here's this precious memento of your mother's. I scribbled something on the back of it. I hope you don't mind. It's hers. It's really hers. Never in my life did I imagine I'd see this jewel again. It was part of a family heirloom. When my mother was married, she received it from her mother. How her eyes sparkled when she spoke of one day giving it to me, I'll never forget. But when Father's business failed, we lost everything, and that was the last I saw of it. Though your heirloom did not survive in its entirety, Master Pippin managed to recover the sapphire. From there, we collected parts from clients during sample deliveries and commissioned the necklace you now hold. Now that I think of it, Shizune often did receive mysterious gifts on those visits, so that's what it was about. Oh no! Time after time, I am reminded that a fortune and coin promises only a fraction of what a wealth of friendship provides. Oh, little baby Tataru! When my family lost its last skill, I became a lapidary's apprentice, and that's how I met a certain miner named Minfilia. We hit it off instantly, chatting every time we brought in gems for appraisal, or she brought in gems for for appraisal. Oh, fuck, hang on. And then one day, she came not with her usual haul, but with an invitation to join the Path of the 12. The rest, as they say, is history. One serendipitous meeting that led to so many others, that led to so many incredible adventures. Ah, shit. Like, well, most of those guys are dead because of the Waking Sands incident. Fuck! Or the Calamity, but, you know. Also, that looks an awful lot like a certain someone, doesn't it? Maybe her reflection on the source. That saw a poor girl reunited with a priceless memento. Our teachings say that there is more ugliness than beauty in this world. To live is to suffer. But we never need suffer alone. And that is more beautiful than the bonds we share with others. Or what is more beautiful than the bonds we share with others? Indeed, it is these connections that give meaning to our lives. Connections for which I too am grateful, and thus compelled to advise that we return to the Agora. The counter remains unmanned, and we mustn't neglect our clients. Quite right, quite right! Back to work with the lot of us. We've got new products to plan. You know, it occurs to me, I'm kind of surprised Tataru hasn't been made a custom delivery NPC yet. You would think her boutique would be a great way to, like, a prime opportunity for that. No doubt we will be even busier in the days ahead. But if our village prospers, then it will be worth it. Shizune, on behalf of the entire boutique, allow me to thank you for all you have done. I'm ashamed to admit that in our excitement to prepare Mistress Tataru's surprise, Barsood and I failed to prepare something for you. So I'm not getting paid? And that sounds like a cue for Mistress Tataru. Very soon, Shizune here will no doubt embark upon another journey to the corners of the world unknown, as she is wont to do. So to wish you well in making new friends, and to remind you of those who will always hold you in their hearts, I have prepared a bespoke chocobo barding, crafted with love by one Tataru. Yeah! I actually really like this barding. It's one of my favorites. Thanks, Tataru, you shouldn't have. I mean, actually, you should. You know, as payment, but, you know. I dare say the boutique will be embarking upon its own adventure in the coming days. And with true adventure, invariably comes tribulation. But with your compassion, resourcefulness, and reliability, I have every confidence that we shall succeed in our respective endeavors. To ever higher returns of both coin and camaraderie. Oh, and don't think it's just because you're running off to the other side of the world that I don't intend to solicit your future involvement, Shizune. Uh-huh. You won't escape me that easily. I never thought to. Yeah!
Another Endwalker quest series completed. And now I have the Wayfarers starting. Okay, now I'm gonna switch over to Carpenter. Whoop, switch over to Carpenter. And we're gonna rush over to the Charlian Hamlet. And we're gonna turn in stuff for Margaret. And then that's gonna be it for tonight's stream. So let me make sure I'm running in the right direction. I am not. Fortunately, I have everything crafted. Oh, good, you're back. I think Ibuki is growing restless, so let's surround her with darling monstrosities before she launches a second assault upon Hodge. We've already read her dialogue for this stuff, so... And the last one. It sounds like you're free to procure anything from grotesquely realistic clay sculptures to adorable plush creatures. Let it be known that I humbly request permission to squeeze should your donation be of the latter persuasion. Do you normally fling items of extraordinary quality to whomever is in need? Because such behavior may condition people to trail behind you like awestruck ducklings, myself included. Well, if Ibuki and her team aren't anything less than delighted, I think we may have to consider them monsters. I'll just be a moment. Look, I've procured something of my own. A researcher brimming with gratitude. None of us were expecting anything remotely close to the quality of what you delivered. The whole team couldn't be happier. Finally, we'll have furnishings more inspiring than peeling wallpaper and criminally slow timepieces. I can feel my investment in the drudgery improving already. So, what do you suppose Ibuki and her colleagues spend their time studying whilst their monstrous miniatures keep vigil? Void Sun? Monster materials? Warm. Very warm indeed. Ibuki's team specializes in materials and materials engineering, so they were tasked with deciding what the Ragnarok should be made of. As the mission was of the greatest import, candidate materials were subjected to rigorous testing to ensure safe and reliable operation. For instance, every component within the engines had to withstand both the heat and stress the engine itself created or generated, as well as whatever bumps and scrapes it might suffer during the course of the ship's journey. However, if the durable, heat-resistant materials they chose had been too heavy or difficult to work with, our starship would have been effectively in the world's largest, our starship would have been effectively the world's largest doorstop. So to ensure the Ragnarok could actually fly and not be reduced to fondue in the process, Ibuki and her colleagues searched high and low for materials suited to each and every part. And on the occasion they failed to find what they needed, they rolled up their sleeves and created it themselves. People tend to be more interested in the bigger picture, by what is being made rather than what it's made of. But I've made my peace with it. It's a fairly mundane job, truth be told. Not from where I'm standing. You and your lab are the heroes who help us realize our wildest dreams. We are forever in your debt. Well, if you'd really like to repay the favor, you might try making a good faith effort to actually meet your deadline next time. These days, we mostly deal in arms and armor production with the external collaborators. No matter how much you improve upon the previous model, adventurers always demand harder, better, faster, and stronger. Haha, sorry. Not sorry. which necessitates a more in-depth understanding of the circumstances which demand such performance. So we conduct simulations based on actual and theoretical experiences of veteran adventurers, which in turn means extensive research into the myriad monstrosities of the world, perhaps too extensive given how it has influenced our team. Influence being instilled an obsession in. I just realized her earrings are Namazu earrings. Now, whenever we see a reproduction of a monster, the potential battle begins. Sharp claws, a lumbering blow. No, wait, toxic molten breath. All powerless to penetrate our perfectly selected materials. Then comes the counter. Spikes piercing hardened scale. Blades carving through jets of viscous bile. Driving unimpeded towards their fleshy prize. I get shivers just thinking about it. Considering your long and storied tenure, you may have worn or wielded something developed by Ibuki's team and not even known it. It's possible. Are guild ship missions so perilous these days? Hi, my name is Shizune. I'm kind of a big deal. Shizune Daskar? Yeah! What? How? What? Huh? This is a signature. On the thing you just brought me. Did you sign it? Just your initials on the underside. No, please. Your full name next time. Across the front. And you, Margot! How dare you conceal such crucial information? Just wait until the rest of the team hears about this. I take it she's a fan. Margaret is overjoyed with your efforts. She now considers you a gracious gleaner. And yet, there is still much work to be done if the researchers of Charlie and Hamlet are to have their myriad needs met. To that end, Margaret has a new favor to ask of you. How well? Ibuki just ran by shrieking like a jilted chocobo. Is something amiss? I suppose there's no telling with her. Never mind. Hodge, I'm here to collect my supplies. Your request was denied. Okay, hang on. This keeps happening. Do they not tell them the request is denied before these guys go out of their way to pick them up? You are encouraged to recuperate at home. Ha! That's rich. Rich or not, that is the official answer. But those two have a special offer for rejected petitioners. Now you're just making us pick up your slack on purpose. Why, Hodge, the very nerve of you. Well met, Margaret. I'm glad to find you in high spirits and not your usual state of inconsolable weeping. I believe we have yet to be acquainted. Grondevel, systems etherologist. No! Grondelvet, your good breeding ruined our fun little game. I've been challenging her to guess who did what on the Ragnarok. Our systems etherologists basically ensured that, on the arcane level, the Ragnarok was easy to operate. Each component was imbued with supplementary magic, and without having to employ overworked mages scurrying about activating geometries. This was possible because many systems were designed to function automatically in the presence of sufficient ether. But how do you ensure the requisite quantities of ether are supplied through the ship? Call in the systems etherologists. Grondelvet's team was tasked with the development of regulators to reallocate ether as the systems dictate. So when our furry pilots engaged the throttle, the Ragnarok sped up instead of sputtering to a halt. Or exploding. Oh, well, thank you. Needless to say, it is intricate work that requires a deep understanding of how a host of complex mechanisms interact, far beyond the scope of a harried gaggle of mages. Goodness, your effulgent praise has my bosom all a-tingle. But returning to what Hodge mentioned, are you fulfilling requests which Tataru denies? Why, we are indeed. My exclusive gleaner here is second to none when satisfying the needs of the needy. Take advantage of our free trial today. Though I'm curious as to what prompted said trial, it would be foolish to reject your offer. Very well. Might I commission some remedies for weary eyes? Eye drops would suffice, as would items that improve circulation. Foodstuffs purported to improve visual acuity would be welcome too. What the fuck did I make with my carpenter? If it may aid in the preservation or enhancement of eyesight, my team and I would welcome whatever you can provide. Ah, I see. Been burning the midnight oil, have we? A man after my own heart. Well then, my gleaning genius, let's find this hard worker respite for his tired eyes, shall we? We shall. Let me just go ahead and turn these in right now. A pleasure as always, my lady of peerless procurement. Have you anything to soothe Grondelvet's tired eyes? I do. Ooh, I forgot to read it. Here you go. Eye drops may seem like the obvious solution. Ha! Get it? But if you ask me, Grondelvet might benefit as much, if not more, from a fluffy bed or an eye mask. A quarter-bell nap can do wonders for one's health. Yeah, I can't do that. If I fall asleep, I'm out for at least a couple of hours. Do you normally... Oh, this is the same thing she says as usual. Okay. And there we go. And level 92 Carpenter. Heck yeah. I respect your dedication, Shizune. Hand-delivering commissions on time and with a smile. Now that's service. Despite what others may whisper and occasionally declare loudly within earshot, I too strive for punctuality. And were it not for the bastard management stipulating such aggressive deadlines, I might well have time for a smile or two. Alrighty. So that's gonna be it for tonight. Let's find somebody to raid. In the meantime, there may or may not be a stream on Friday. I know I mentioned this yesterday, but I kind of forgot that I have an eye doctor appointment on Friday. So it might depend on how I feel about staring at a computer for a couple of hours afterwards. The eye doctor appointment is at like 5:30. Stream wouldn't start until 8 o'clock. So it's a big maybe. We'll see. I might end up canceling it. There's no stream on Sunday or Tuesday because a friend of mine is visiting from out of town. But be sure to tune in next Wednesday at 7:30 Central when we will be getting some people together to do the Sildian Subterrane. All of the variants, because I want to get the story. And there's some cute little stuff with it. And then that following Sunday, like I said, will be... and next week for sure, Friday Night Rights should be happening. And then Monday... No, not Monday. That Sunday will be Eureka Orthos. The following Tuesday will be Mount Worldcon. And that Wednesday will be... Alo Island, and then if I can squeeze them in, there'll also be, the Beast Tribe capstone, the Job Quest capstone, and 7.5 part, or not 7.5 part 2, that's not out yet, 6.5 part 2. Worst case scenario, that Sunday will be like the final roundup of all Endwalker stuff, and then we'll start Dawn Trail on that Tuesday. I would rather start an expansion on a Sunday, get a good 6 hours in, but we'll see what happens. But we are heading our way towards Dawn Trail. We just gotta wrap up the final bits of Endwalker. So, yeah. In the meantime, let's see here. Who is streaming right now? Oh, that's someone I haven't seen stream in a while. Hang on, where is she now? Oh, okay, let's go raid Citrina Shutterbuck. I haven't raided her in a while. She's in Shadowbringers. So go say hello to Citrina. And until I see you guys again, ooh, it looks like she has a new model since the last time I saw her stream. But yeah, until I see you guys again, I hope you have a good night, stay safe, stay healthy, and take care. Bye-bye!